I swear, every time we think that the David situation couldn't possibly get worse, the cops release something else that makes it even more disturbing. Y'all know how the internet has been split about whether or not he was involved in the unaliving of the girl whose body was found in his car. Well, it's starting to look like he might be more involved than we thought, because some new footage just leaked showing him doing some pretty disturbing things after she passed. And y'all, it is not looking good for him. So was this just a misunderstanding, or was he trying to get rid of evidence? Let's get into this. Okay, so here's the situation. The missing girl is named Celeste Rivas, a 13-year-old from Lake Elsinore, California. She went missing on April 5th, 2024. According to the flyer, she was only 13 at the time she disappeared. At the time she first disappeared, the Riverside County Sheriff's Office noted in their report that Celeste had run away before, but she always came back. This time, though, things took a heartbreaking turn because she never came back alive. On September 8th, workers at Hollywood Tow noticed a terrible smell coming from a Tesla that had been sitting abandoned on the rooftop. When police showed up to check it out, what they discovered inside the trunk left everyone stunned. There was a bag holding human remains. Reports say parts of the head and torso were visible, along with a hand marked with a tattoo on the right index finger, the very same tattoo David has. The body was later confirmed to be Celeste Rivas. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner, her remains had been inside that Tesla for quite a while. But because of the condition the body was found in, investigators still haven't been able to figure out exactly what happened to her. The Tesla where Celeste was found had Texas plates, and it was registered to David Anthony Burke, better known as David. You know, the guy who sang this song. He had recently released his debut album and was out on tour when her body was discovered. After the news broke, David canceled the rest of his US tour dates along with several shows in Europe, and a lot of people found this super sus. Now, people online are starting to put the pieces together, and a lot of them believe this was no coincidence. David hasn't been officially charged with anything, but his fans are already distancing themselves, and even brands he worked with, including Crocs and Hollister, have started pulling away for obvious reasons. But wait, how did we even get here in the first place? And what on earth happened between Celeste and David? Why is everyone convinced of his guilt? It looks like David and Celeste were actually in a relationship when she went missing, which is already disturbing given her age. But it gets even creepier. Screenshots of alleged Discord chats between David and Celeste have surfaced online, and the messages are from 2022, which would mean Celeste was just 11 at the time. In this message from 2022, David wrote, "Celeste in here," and shortly after that, a user under the name Celeste responds, "Hi David, bark." Then there's another screenshot from March 2024 showing members of David's Discord community openly talking about his relationship with Celeste. Let that sink in. His fans knew he was involved with someone he had no business being with. Also in August 2024, about 4 months after Celeste was reported missing, a message surfaced where someone told David to drop the one with the missing girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, apparently referring to a song he had dedicated to her. Oh, and then there's the music. Months before Celeste went missing, an unreleased track leaked online with a working title, Celeste Demo. The lyrics are disturbing with lines like, "I want to make you the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes, I hear her voice each time I take a breath, I'm obsessed, oh Celeste." But it gets even deeper. See, Celeste's mom revealed that she knew Celeste had a boyfriend named David before she disappeared. A teacher also came forward with a shocking claim. Celeste had actually run away to Hollywood to be with David. The teacher told TMZ that earlier in 2024, Celeste disappeared and made her way to the city to see him. Thankfully, police were able to locate her and safely return her to her mother in Lake Elsinore. When you put it all together, the tattoo, the song, and the body in his car, it stops feeling like a coincidence. But so many questions are still unanswered. Why did it take so long for her body to surface? Why was it in David's car? Why has he gone completely silent? And some are even asking if this wasn't just but a ritual sacrifice. This is where people start pointing to his visuals. Anyone who's seen David's work knows he leans heavily into dark imagery, upside down crosses, blood, and bandages. Fans used to joke about it, but after Celeste's body was found, the jokes have completely stopped. Online, people on Reddit and TikTok have been digging up old clips and lyrics where David talks about giving everything and a price for eternity. Some are even connecting the tattoos to silence oaths, like something tied to a ritual. And it doesn't stop there. Artist Santi P, who worked with David on a song, posted a TikTok claiming that David changed after signing a record deal. According to Santi, David used to be religious and often mentioned God in his music, but after the contract, he completely stopped. And Santi says that wasn't random. It was apparently written into the deal itself.
I knew D4VD before the fame. I agree with this, and the music industry is very weird. I am involved in the music industry, not through me, but through some other things, and I can tell you it's weird. I knew him before that he blew up. We made songs before he was famous. He went Hollywood. He changed up his whole demeanor, the way that he talked, the way that he dressed, the way that he looked. And then just everything about him just changed. He used to post about God all the time, this, that. Next thing you know, he signs and he stops. And it's not because of him, but it's because they don't let him. And they put things into these artists' heads, and then they just go weird sometimes when they get real big. So I agree that it was an Illuminati sacrifice. And I'm going to show y'all the song that I made with him, so y'all might think I'm capping. I'm not. This is his verse right here. This is me right here.
Now, this is where fans kind of start throwing conspiracy theories around. A lot of people believe that David might have taken her out as an industry sacrifice for him to blow up. These kinds of sacrifices have been around for ages in the industries. And from the rumors, the sacrifice has to be someone you really care about. For example, there have been rumors that Kanye West sacrificed his mom, Donda, for his fame. And y'all know how much Kanye loves Donda. Now, as we all know, Donda passed away in 2007 from coronary artery disease and multiple post-operative factors from cosmetic surgery. But from the start, there were so many shady things about her death that just didn't add up. According to the autopsy report, multiple post-operative factors could have played a role in the death. The exact contribution of each factor could not be determined. There was no evidence of surgical or anesthetic misadventure. There was no evidence of a surgical procedure problem leading to hemorrhage or infection post-operatively or during the procedure. What this means is that they do not know exactly what her. They have some ideas, but they do not know for sure what led to her death. It got even more bizarre when we found out that the doctor who had performed the operation, Dr. Adams, hinted that there was more to her passing and that Kanye knew what really happened.
Can end this by telling the truth.
And what do you believe that truth is?
The doctor had nothing to do with his mom's death. Donda West survived the surgery very well. She was at home.
Did anything during that surgery go wrong?
No.
Were there any complications during the surgery?
No.
Was there anything prior to the operation that gave you pause about operating on this woman?
And in a shocking twist, Kanye himself revealed that his mom was sacrificed.
The only person that I serve, my mom ain't here, my mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah.
He then went on to name other celebrities who sacrificed people close to them.
His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
So it isn't all that surprising to think that David might be in on the same thing as well. But then some other people aren't exactly buying the sacrifice angle. As some fans have pointed out, David ain't even famous enough to have sacrificed someone. Either he didn't do the sacrifice or it didn't work out. Some people are convinced that he might have allegedly unalived Celeste because he might be a cold psychopath, nothing else. Now, for a while, there were a few people who thought that he might be innocent, you know, maybe a mix-up or some sort of twisted album rollout or something, but unfortunately, the more we find out about the case, the guiltier he looks. And recently, a more damaging video came out that showed him washing Celeste's shoes. Now, we don't know when exactly the video was taken, but fans are convinced that it was after he allegedly unalived Celeste. Fans are saying that the video happened after he unalived her because he could have been trying to get rid of evidence that might tie him to. And like this person said, wrap this up by the end of the weekend. I haven't seen this much evidence in my life, but I want to know how you guys feel about this. Do you think that David is really guilty, or do you think that this is one big mix-up and we might owe him an apology? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.